Welcome back to another episode of Going For It. We are back with Mike and Pat in the morning. It's actually very late in the evening, so we're going to burn through this as quick as we can, but while giving you detailed and positive analysis. We're going to talk about, we'll see. We will talk about our Sunday matinee previews. I am very excited to kick it off. We're going to start with the 1 o'clock game, which feels weird to say for a game for this team. But the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers just re-signing Nick Bosa today to like $35 million a year. That's just dumb. There's a dumb amount of money. But I want to lead off with Mike Thomas. Talk to me about your thoughts, your feelings, your vibes for this game.
Oh, yeah, I am excited for reality to smack me in the face with this one because I am all in on the Steelers hype train right now. And I didn't even put 2 and 2 together that it was a Sunday 1 o'clock game. You've got 49ers going cross country for a early Sunday game. I am all in on Pittsburgh winning this game, baby. It's going to be
good thing online gambling is not allowed in this state.
Yeah, no, for sure. I learned my lesson to like 3 weeks it was legal a couple of like a year or two ago, because I was like, this one's a sure thing. I'm broke. Thanks.
Where did all my money go?
Yeah. I think this is going to be a great game. I think Pittsburgh has a chance to win this one in a bit of a shootout. Or a bit of a blowout is actually what I meant to say, not a shootout, because the reason why I'm so high on Pittsburgh this year, their defense is phenomenal. It was great last year, and by all accounts, it seems to have gotten only better this year. Their offense certainly seems like the young guys have all taken major steps forward with Pickett, Pickens, Austin. You've got improvements along the offensive line. You've got Najee Harris, who should be able to have actual blockers in front of him, which could be pretty nice. A nice change of pace for him. And you've got some backup running backs, Jaylen Warren, Anthony McFarland, who could potentially help take some of that pressure off of him, be a nice little change of pace back whenever he needs a break, and let him actually play for most of the season. So I am very high on Pittsburgh, and I think you're going to see that 49ers defense be very tough. It's going to be a very tough game for them. But how do you stop if Pittsburgh is where they appear to be with Pickett making that step forward? You've got a really strong running game. You've got Deontay Johnson, who's just always is open. He doesn't always catch the ball, but he's always seemingly open. You've got Pickens, who's potentially monster talent there as a wideout. You've got the speedy Calvin Austin, who could just run. He's a baby Tyreek Hill. And then you've got, Allen Robinson out there. How do you guard all these guys? Pat Freiermuth over the middle of the field.
The Muth.
I understand the 49ers have a good defense, but how do you defend if all of those guys are where we think they could be? It's going to be real tough. And I think this could be out of hand quickly.
Answer me this question.
Riddle me this, Batman.
Which I think is the most important question. You know it. I know it. Did TJ Watt get through the offseason healthy?
I think he did have an issue where he fell into his pool.
Great.
But he did not hurt himself.
That's lucky. Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be a question. If he can stay healthy, that's the big rub. If he goes down, yikes. It might get bad real quick.
But from what it sounds like, Kenny Pickett looks like he's taking a step. He looks a little more muscly. Looks like he's been in the gym a little bit this offseason, pumping a little iron. George Pickens committing some offensive pass interference against rookies. And then
the plays hold. Refs are like, what's your experience? You're a rookie? Yeah, you didn't get interfered with.
There's nothing.
Welcome to the league, Rook.
Are you feeling good about the Pickens to Pickett or Pickett to Pickens connection? This season? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think that's going to be a real good one.
I read that in Steelers town, the team calls 50-50 balls to George Pickens, 90-10 balls, because he's going to come down with 90% of them instead of 50% of them.
Yeah, we locals call the town Pittsburgh. So
okay.
in the land of Pittsburgh, they don't pay for meals at restaurants. They've made that known. And yeah, 50-50 balls are 90-10, and that's also just the state of math class in Pennsylvania.
And also our math not great, not
Yeah,
great.
we got that new math going on.
Ooh, new math. Bad. We don't like it. Mike Spillane from the outside, the NFC man, the
Yeah.
perspective. How are you feeling about the Pittsburgh Steelers? I believe you picked the Cincinnati Bengals to win the division. Mike Thomas said that the Steelers were going to go 17-0.
Hold on a second. I said 14-3, and then I
14-3.
revised it to 15-2.
Oh, okay. Sorry. They're going to go 15-2 and win the division. You picked Cincinnati, Baltimore, and then you put the Steelers third. What are your feelings on the Steelers? You've seen the highlights. You've seen the offensive pass interference that totally did happen. We watched it. It's a real thing. But what are your thoughts and feelings on the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I just need to give Mike Thomas a slight dose of reality, because he's
not ready yet. He's not ready yet.
No, I love your enthusiasm. I want to start with that. I love your enthusiasm, but you are
a great number. Those are good numbers, man.
You are speaking about everything happening in a perfect world. That's
where I live.
Dude, you live in Florida. That is not fucking factual.
Okay. Ouch.
And, I live in Florida too. Okay, I understand, but Calvin Austin, calling him a baby Tyreek Hill, that is still wishful thinking. You name dropped Allen Robinson like it was a great thing.
He's the fourth receiver.
There's a reason why he's a fourth receiver. Is because he's been a one receiver, he's been a two receiver, he's been a three receiver, and failed at all of them. Maybe four is his time. I don't know, but it's one of those things. I do like what Pickens brings. I hope that Deontay Johnson's got better hands, because I know he's struggled with drops a lot in the past.
Smooth.
And he's definitely gonna get at least one touchdown this year, right? Are you sure? Do you know about that? Do you know if he will? Do you know? I do like Jaylen Warren for you guys, though. I do think Jaylen Warren's going to eventually take over the starting job from Najee Harris this year, because I don't believe in Najee personally. That might be a hot take. I'm not sure. But I think a lot of people are pretty high on Jaylen Warren, and not as much on Najee. But I think you guys are going to be a good team, and I think I said that they would still be a potential playoff team as a finishing third in that division, because realistically, if you're a team not named the Browns, you're on the up in that division as far as I'm concerned. So I do still think that they're going to be a good team. It's just that 49ers defense is really good, and I think you're kind of overplaying your offense compared to how good that defense is. So that's why I'm saying I'm pumping the brakes on the Mike Thomas juju right now. I'm not drinking, nor am I smoking that Kool-Aid. I'm going to give it some time before I get to that point. You could do it. You can. It exists.
So I'm going to
snort that Kool-Aid, man.
I'm going to go down the middle here, because I do think Mike Thomas is overrating the offense, but I think Mike Spillane is underrating the Steelers defense that is going to be just, if TJ Watt stays healthy, and even if he doesn't, in this game, the game that we're talking about right now, he is going to play, and he is disruptive on every single level. I think Brock Purdy still needs to show what he's capable of doing in the NFL, and that's going to be really hard when TJ Watt is just dunking his nutsacks in your fucking face mask after every single play. It's going to be real hard when you're getting TJ teabagged constantly. So that's
to be fair. I didn't say anything about the Steelers defense, but the Steelers defense is very good. You're 100% right on that.
It's super good.
I was just talking about the offense.
But I think them having a good defense will put their offense in more positions to succeed, where they can attempt to exploit that 49ers defense, which has been very good. But like, we'll see. We'll see. I'm very excited to see. I want to quickly get in some score predictions, and I want to start with Mike Thomas.
I'm going to say
77
no,
for the Steelers.
Stop it. 31-17.
Ooh, that's a bit of a blowout. Mike, explain. What do you got?
24-21 Niners.
I'm going to say shit. I'm going to say 3-2. No. Okay. I'm going to say...
We're watching Iowa football or...
Oh, we're not talking about curling? Shit. Give me 27-14 Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
I'll take it.
27-14 is what I feel. I just don't think Brock Purdy's ready. I don't think he's ready. That's just how I feel. We'll see what happens. But we're going to pivot for Craig Brooks. We're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins real quick and the LA Chargers. I almost said San Diego. It was in my brain. I was like, don't say that. You're stupid. I'm excited about the Chargers. I'm excited about the Dolphins. Really, just to kind of sum up what I think all of our general feelings are. If Tua stays healthy, Miami's ceiling is exponential. This offense is so fast, maybe the fastest in the league. They have a ridiculous home field advantage because one sideline is 30 degrees hotter than the other sideline, and it just so happens the other sideline is the home sideline, you fuckers. And yeah, they have the fastest wide receiver core in the NFL. It's damn near unguardable. If Tua stays healthy, shit can get wild. But I think, and I'm going to pose this question to both of you. We'll start with Mike Thomas first. If you could go back in time and you were the Miami Dolphins general manager, you get to go back to the Tua draft. Would you still take Tua, knowing what you know now, or would you pass on Tua and take Justin Herbert, who was taken after?
Ooh. You. That's a good question.
Thank you.
I don't know if... I think Herbert is more talented. So I probably would take him over Tua. But I don't know if the Miami staff at the time was in a position to coach him up to where he could be at his peak. Whereas he succeeded in LA because they had people there that were able to train him and it was the right situation for him. Tua is a bit of a game manager, and that's kind of what Miami needs.
Yeah,
so,
get the ball out, get it where it needs to go, and just don't fuck up.
Yeah, it's just don't bang your head on the turf and you're good.
It's so hard for him, though.
Well,
I hurt my back.
I don't know if Herbert would have had more success in Miami than Tua has. Let's go that way.
Mike Spillane, thoughts, feelings, beliefs?
100% give me Herbert over Tua.
100%. Hundo percent.
And the reason for that is you spent all this capital to get two of the fastest wide receivers in the NFL that can beat coverage like no other. You want to have a quarterback who can throw them open. I think the arm strength for Herbert is much better than the arm strength of Tua. And for that reason, I want the stronger arm who can throw open speedster wide receivers every day. So I'd rather have that than the game manager type. Because, Herbert's also shown that he's accurate. He's also shown that, he can play, do those short throws. But I want a guy who's much more of a I can throw my receiver open deep guy than I need my receiver to get open for me to throw it to him kind of guy. So
Well, so let me pose this question before we get into, and I feel like we're cutting the Dolphins and Chargers a little short, but it's late and we've done a couple of these already, but and there's no Craig, so like our Dolphins insider unavailable currently. But do we think that the ceiling of the team is higher for Miami or LA Chargers? I'm going to start with you, Mike Spillane. Who has the higher ceiling?
Well, that's a very different question than the one before. I still think that the Dolphins have a higher ceiling.
I'm firing right now.
The reason that the
questions.
The reasons that the Dolphins have a higher ceiling is because Patrick Mahomes isn't in their division.
That's a good point. Mike Thomas.
I would say Miami definitely has the higher ceiling. I would not be surprised at all if Miami makes it to the AFC Championship game this year, and I would be kind of surprised if the Chargers do.
Yeah, because the Chargers would have to beat the Chiefs before the AFC Championship game. They'd have to beat them in the divisional round, and I don't know that the Chargers are ready for that. Even if it's in LA, I don't even know that they would win that game. I don't want to play Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. That's all I know is like, you don't want to see that guy. He is terrifying as a human. Very interesting. I agree. I would also take Herbert over Tua just based on athletic pedigree. I think he's got the better arm. I think he's got the better pocket presence. He is taller, which is a positive thing as a quarterback. It is not a slight. I've always been a big fan of Tua. I like Tua, and the big part for me, knowing what we know now, is there's a lot of injury history with Tua that wasn't necessarily at the surface before. A lot of his concussion issues prior to college, prior to NFL came out after this, the two really bad ones last year. So just general health and well-being. I lean Justin Herbert for those things, but I agree. I think Tua is the right guy for the job right now in Miami and the kind of offense they want to run. But it is now the time to pick our winners in this game, and I'm going to start with Mike Spillane. Who do you have winning? What score does you have?
So I have the Chargers winning because I do just like the Chargers at home in this game. That's a lot of travel, even if it is the first game of the season. Still difficult. So I do have the Chargers winning this one, but that's not to knock Miami whatsoever. It's going to be close. I'm going 31-28.
Mike Thomas.
I am going to go with Miami 27, Chargers 24.
Oh, Miami getting the dub. I like it. I'm going to go Chargers over Dolphins. Chargers win 28-24. I think it's a close game, and I just think that Miami's not going to be able to keep Bosa and Khalil Mack off of Tua for long enough, and for them to put together a winning drive at the end of the game. I just don't think that's going to happen. And them not having Jalen Ramsey is obviously a big detriment. That's a huge piece on the outside that locks somebody down. So
huge.
I think Miami's in a good position to succeed this year. I just don't think the first week or two while they're waiting for Jalen Ramsey to come back, or for I don't know if he's on PUP or not, but first couple weeks of the season without him, it's going to take a little bit of time to find their identity and hopefully they can start getting some traction. But yeah, I think they're a good team. With all of that being said, do you guys have anything else you would like to add this evening on any of the games that we have talked about?
I can't wait for the Steelers. Let's do it.
Mike Thomas is going to be blowing up everyone's cell phone, even people he doesn't know. He's going to type random numbers in. He's going to be like, yeah.
Only if they win. If they lose, radio silence.
We're going to be like, is Mike Thomas dead? Did he die? Where is he?
No, I just will not acknowledge any of the last 3 weeks happened.
It's fair. I can't wait to record next week to see like you come out of hibernation with like this big beard and like just chocolate all over your face. Good chocolate or bad chocolate? Who's to say? We don't know. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you to our mics for carving out some time to record with us this evening. A lot of this is going to go up fast and furious. We're going to have a bunch going out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So check us out, like, comment, and subscribe down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we will see you all back here next time.
Yee.